Hi, my name is Nick Broughton and I'm a Randomfish. Hit the subscribe button and let's all be Randomfishes together, shall we? So, I had to think of a new film to watch and I could have gone somewhat British, but I've decided against it actually. I've decided to go for a bizarre indie film that I found 50p in my local CEX. Now, if you guys don't know what CEX is, a group of shops based around the, I believe, either just the UK or possibly across the world. I'm not entirely sure, unfortunately. But they sell secondhand DVDs, games, consoles, cameras, electrical equipment, all that lovely stuff. And recently, I was in my latest branch, and I discovered this little gem. It's called the Squid and the Whale. Now, for the weirdest time, I saw this, I saw it online, and I never bought it, because I didn't know if it was going to be worth it to try and get it. I thought either it was some really bad attempt at artsy type film that wasn't going to be in the least bit funny. I thought either that or it was going to be one of those really awkward films that you couldn't get through without laughing and then feel bad at yourself for laughing about it. So when I saw this for 50p, my immediate thought was going, great, if it's crap, I won't have broken the bank, I'll have only spent 50p, it's fine. So I took it home, I stuck it in, and I watched it. What's my reaction? Is this meant to be a comedy? It doesn't feel like a comedy. Like, I'm looking at this right now, I'm looking at the front, and we've got various reports here from Independent, The Guardian, The Daily Mail, Sunday Times Culture, Time Out, and Financial Times. Now, this thing is weird. It's very weird. But I mean, I'm looking at this here, and this is very funny and superb cast on the front. If you look at that, superb cast, very funny. And it's won Best Screenplay 2005. It won Best Picture 2005 with the New York Online Film Critics. I mean, this film has to be doing some, it says it's very funny on it. I thought, great, this will be a hoot. This will at least be somewhat funny. And I mean, I understood it from a perspective of trying to be a strong film, and I thought it was a strong film. I legitimately sat back and I thought to myself, wow, this is a strong, emotional film. But I didn't get comedy. I just didn't get it. And I mean, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not designed to work with this kind of mentality. Maybe this is the kind of comedy that goes over my head. So I watched it again and again and again. Every character in this film, in one way, shape or form, to me, is both likable and unlikable at the same time. Jeff Daniels plays the father of a family, and he and his wife, played by Laura Linney, I'm looking at her right now, making sure I'm saying the name right. Jeff Daniels and Laura Linney get a divorce. They have two sons, they're a family, but the parents aren't getting along, so they get a divorce. Okay. You kind of lost me on the comedy bit there for starters. I mean, maybe if you'd done like a funny fight or something before the breakup, or maybe it had happened just after the breakup and it was focusing on the one parent over the other, maybe, or trying to see them both sort of go through the hilarity of possibly being single and then bringing themselves back together. That might be a heartwarming ending, I don't know. But this film doesn't focus on that. It makes everything super awkward. They split up, and their two sons, played by Jesse Eisenberg and Owen Kline. I doubt you'll know who Owen Kline is. If he's been in anything else, please let me know. Because this little actor is friggin' hilarious. He's brilliant at what he does. He really is. But the film itself isn't funny. There are funny people that can occasionally pop up in it, but it's not It's not funny. And I don't understand where this bizarre mentality for the awkwardness of humor came from. I don't get it. I barely understand it in UK culture. I don't get it. I don't get the Office humor. I don't get, like, I'm sorry. There are certain actors that I like, but in certain settings you should not work. Ricky Gervais, I love you, man. I mean, I could debate things with you all the live long day and it would be hilariously brilliant. But I'm sorry, but in The Office, no. The awkwardness, the weird awkwardness within no, it doesn't work. And it's the same case in this movie. It really is. And I mean, these two people get divorced, and Jeff Daniels, the father, moves out straight away. And he goes off and gets another house somewhere else in Brooklyn. And the whole story is about the relationships between the two parents and the two kids, as things start changing and things start developing in different ways and whatnot. Now, where the comedy might be coming from a lot of people is maybe it's coming from the characters, from their reactions to things. But Jeff Daniels doesn't strike me as comedic. His character doesn't hit me as comedic. He's trying to be... He's an author who hasn't been published in years. And his wife then gets published. This is what causes the friction between them. He starts lashing out in very passive-aggressive ways, leads them to a divorce. That's not funny. For starters, that just isn't funny to me. Maybe I just don't think... And maybe I'm in a minority there, I don't know. But it's not funny, and it doesn't feel very funny. Now, Jesse Eisenberg plays the older son, and he immediately sides with his dad because he's trying to be just like his dad. Which, surprise, surprise, as you can possibly tell throughout the rest of the film, it doesn't exactly go well for him. Jesse Eisenberg also then does a very stupid thing where he takes a song that was written by Pink Floyd and he tries to pass it off on his own, as his own. His parents don't really care, I don't think, or they just let it go, or maybe they genuinely don't know any Pink Floyd songs. Not sure which way around it is, but they let the whole thing slide. And eventually, he gets found out about this. Jesse Eisenberg, his character, he eventually gets a girlfriend. And the way his dad acts around women also then enforces his belief structure, and he basically dumps her because he expected someone better to come along who it turns out wasn't interested in him in that kind of romantic way. And it just... How is this funny? The only thing that's even slightly funny in this is the little kid. Like I said, Owen Klein, he's brilliant. I have nothing against this kid at all, because there's a moment in the film where he's practicing tennis with one of the Baldwins. I can't remember which one it is. I need to read the back of this thing. Oh my god. Oh, where is he? Where is he? He's here somewhere. Here we go. William Baldwin. I didn't even know there was a William Baldwin. I'm sorry, I didn't. William Baldwin's in this movie, and he plays a guy who ends up as Laura Linney's lover. Ends up as her boyfriend. And I mean, I don't know what America's fascination is with tearing down the Baldwins. Might be the same obsession that we have about tearing down, like, Big Brother house people, I'm not sure. But I never got into the whole Baldwin bashing thing, but I mean, I kind of get where the humor comes from. But the fact that a Baldwin is in this film, I'm not quite sure. It might have been what makes, like, sort of mainstream American audiences not be as hot to this as you would think. That might be one of the reasons. But he ends up as Laura Linney's lover, and he's practicing tennis with Owen Klein, and Owen Klein's character is missing. He usually is really good. You see this in the film quite a bit, actually. You see them all playing tennis together at the beginning, before a passive-aggressive comment is made, and the whole film sort of kicks off from there. But you see him practicing tennis with William Baldwin, with Will Baldwin's character, and you see the whole thing is very, you've seen that he's very good and he knows how to phrase his shots, he knows how to get things out, he knows how to do it, and in this practice he keeps on missing. And I'm sorry, I know I shall never say that this is okay, not in a million years, but I'm sorry, to me, it's hilarious in any film, mostly in any independent film, when you hear a kid swearing. Like, and I'm not saying kid like young teenager, I'm talking like 10, 11-year-old swearing. Because that to me is just hilarious. I don't know why, I just find it hilarious. And he's not doing it just to get... He's not doing it just because he can swear. He's not doing it because he thinks he has the right to swear. He's doing it because he's frustrated. And he's emulating his father and his mother at the same time. Now, when I say no one in this film is completely likable or completely unlikable, both parents are dicks. They are. The dad is more of a dick, because he's more douchey with it. And he's trying to come up with all like these 1,000,001 excuses about it. And the mother is actually sitting back going, yes, I screwed up, but I'm hoping to sort of eradicate this problem and move on with my life. The dad is sort of just sitting there going, where, nothing's going my way, stamping his feet on the floor, having a bit of a temper tantrum. But, and the two kids aren't exactly innocent. Like I said, Jesse Eisenberg completely emulates his father, and he has no understanding of how the real world kind of works. He's knowing it through his dad's very, very clouded vision, I guess, because his dad is sort of a self-proclaimed intellectual and therefore thinks he knows everything about the world. Now, I'll be honest, I'm guilty of that. I've believed myself to know everything when in actuality, to quote Game of Thrones, I know nothing, Jon Snow. Yes, I know, I didn't do the right quote, shut up. It's one of those things, but you have to admit when you don't know anything. And this guy doesn't do it. He doesn't do it at all. And all of these points, and all of these characters, Owen Klein's real crime in this film, oh look, I made a rhyme. His real crime in this film is that he isn't given more funny stuff to do. He does serious scenes, very well. He does about 1, maybe 2 comedy scenes, maybe. But outside of that, it's mostly the heartfelt stuff that he does, which is still pretty cool for me, I think. One of my all-time favorite scenes in this film, actually, is near the end, where they've always been talking about a cat. There's this cat that they all own, they all have as a family. And the cat goes back and forth between the two homes with the kids. Jesse Eisenberg's character sort of says, I need to go off and sort of be with Dad for this evening, but I want to come back. And the end of the film sort of goes about their emotional reconnecting with their parents in a way, and it's more prominent for Eisenberg's character than it is for Klein's character, which is fair enough, because he's the older one and he sort of has more of an emotional link and much more to lose and much more to sort of pick up on than I think the kid does. The kid is he's more innocent than Eisenberg is, which is nice, I think. It's a very good way of describing these things. But he wants to start reconnecting with his mother a bit more, and there's a whole bit where he goes to leave and Owen Klein comes out and gets the cat and hands it to him and just sort of says, you should take him with you, and Eisenberg says he's meant to stay here for the night, and Owen goes, yeah, I know, but I want you to have him. And this whole thing leads to a very weird moment of the cat escaping, and they all go out try and look for it, and that's when other stuff goes down and blah blah blah, and it's all well and good. But to me, what really made the scene brilliant was just that moment. It was that moment of the two brothers really not so much connecting, as it were, more as this thing of them going, I know you're hurting, and here's something that I think will make you feel better because it made me feel better once. You know, you and I, you know, despite whatever happens, we are still brothers. And I think that's a beautiful thing to sort of have in that. And I love films that show sibling camaraderie as much as possible. I have always been a fan of watching, you know, and sort of helping and encouraging people in my family to sort of do stuff. And I think having that camaraderie amongst that is always a lot of fun to watch on screen. And it's very tear-jerking for me. But this all comes back to this one very simple thing. This film, it is, right, look at, I'm going to read this directly off the back here, okay? This quirky, offbeat, and hilarious black comedy. Okay. Quirky, I'll just about give it. Just about. Just over the line. Offbeat, definitely offbeat. Hilarious black comedy. It's not hilarious. Black comedy, I'll just about give it because of the weirdness of the comedy in it, but hilarious, no, I don't think so, guys. Awkward, yes. Weird, yes. Quirky, definitely. Hilarious, no. Not a chance. Not happening. Not in this world, not in this life, not a chance. I'm getting less and less okay with films like this existing. Because films like this are trying to create a world in which that kind of comedy, that kind of humor is... I understand black comedy. Do not get me wrong. I understand awkwardness. I really do. And I think it can be funny in a lot of places. I mean, but there also has to be an acknowledgement that it is awkward. And this film doesn't seem to acknowledge that. It tries to acknowledge that other people found it hilarious. And as someone who likes weird and awkward film, but also I do still have one very firm foot in the what's popular mentality of film. You know, I'm one of the guys that's, you know, that I mean, one of my previous videos on here was I was talking about Avengers Endgame, for crying out loud. You know, I enjoy those kind of films. But I mean, weird, awkward, independent films like this, or indie films like this, I would friggin' love. I friggin' love films like this. And I mean, I love this film. I do. Do not take anything of what I've said tonight as being a bad thing. This film is watchable. I give you... I send this to you through the internet. Through your connection, through your Wi-Fi connection, through your Ethernet cable, I don't care. I send this to you. Go out and find it. Pick it up in HMV, pick it up in CEX, pick it up online, do whatever. But pick up this movie. Because, do I find it hilarious? No. But enough people clearly did that this film has been labelled that. This is all... biased, my opinion. And clearly, whatever happens here, this film was considered hilarious by somebody. So by that in mind, I am going to say that you should go and watch The Squid and the Whale. Find it, watch it, make your own conclusions. If you agree with me that, you know, if you've seen this already and you think it's already weird and awkward and all that sort of thing and blah, 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 and everything else that I've said that I think that it kind of can be, and the fact that I don't think it's hilarious at all. If you think that's true, please drop me a comment. Tell me what you think of this film. If you find this film hilarious, tell me, please. I love to hear other opinions, because frankly, I'm here chatting to a camera about my stuff because, quite frankly, I have opinions. I want to get them out there into the world, and this is possibly the best way of me doing that. So, please guys, please share your opinions with me, put them in the comment section. Like I said, please please subscribe to this channel, to I Am a Randomfish. And, yeah, just one last time. Check it out. The Squid and the Whale.